We made it to February, y'all. 2021 is... It is a year. We made it. I just wanted to give a little intro to this video because I accidentally recorded the wrong intro first time. And now my phone's dead, so hopefully this audio is alright. This video is about my yearly plan. I made one back in December, and I think it's helping me out. I like to set goals, and I think it is a good thing to do. So I'm sharing this with y'all. And wow, the last video I did was really long, and it kind of just trailed on for a long time. But I had to put that out there because getting content out there is one of my goals this year. And that's what this video is all about. Setting your goals and sticking to them for a year. Making a yearly goal, a yearly plan, sort of like a business, and following through it. So I hope you enjoy this video, and thanks for sticking around. We back out here. Love coming out to the good old woods to film some talking and listen to some airplanes fly by. I was actually inspired to make this video by the CEO of Patreon. Put out a video a while back talking about making a yearly plan, and I was intrigued. Back in November and through December, I worked on an annual plan, and I'd like to talk about some of the things that I went through in there just to be, vulnerable, because that's, spoilers, part of the annual plan. And I'm just going to start this video right off with thanking my patrons. Here they are, these beautiful people. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me. Thank you so much. So this annual plan I wrote back in December. So it's kind of till December of this year. But it's also just going to be like what I hear people call a living, breathing document, which I assume just means that you're going to be, adding stuff to this as you go along and changing it up. But the idea is that you're going to come back to this annual plan at least every month, at least once a month, as much as possible, so that you can kind of keep yourself kind of in tune with what you're, setting out to do with this year, this month, this quarter, if you want to be extra business minded about it. Business terminology. I'm sure that's what you came here for. These are the questions that Jack Conti, CEO of Patreon, put out in his video that I will link in the corner of this video.
And sometimes building a plan is about that. It's about the grit and tenacity to dream up the world that you want and pushing it into existence and making it come true.
Click here to check that out. So this is broken up into a couple different sections of questions. The first being, ask questions. What do you want? I want to make art and live off of my own creative business endeavors. And I tried to keep these answers kind of short and simple, just trying to condense down my answers into the most digestible and well thought out answers. So what matters to me? Making a positive difference in people's lives. Pretty general, but it kind of gets more specific as we go along. What doesn't matter to you? I don't think big fame or massive amounts of money really matter to me. I'd really just like to have a modest core audience that really enjoys my work and supports what I do. To just elaborate on this a little bit, I really just want to make art and be able to live off of the money that I make with that. So I kind of just made my point there with that. What are you best at? To be honest, I feel like I'm best at making video content. Making videos is honestly something I've done the longest, the most professionally, and probably the most consistently, honestly, for the longest time. So I, thinking about that really helped me realize that I needed to do more stuff like this on YouTube and, expand myself out in that direction more with what I'm doing. I also put making something when I actually sit down to do it. And What I mean by that is like when I can just sit down to make something, I will make something, whether or not it is great or not. What are you doing? I said making art. I need to be making content. Big content hours over here. Trying to, play that social media game, but having fun with it, Why are you doing it? I want to just say because I want to. Next, I would say to build an audience, community around my art, a bit egotistical. I guess the deeper answer would be to express my core values, the things I love and hold most dear and want to share with the world. A sweet answer. What is the purpose of all this? What is the purpose of anything? Had to get a little existential here. The purpose of this stuff is to help me find purpose. I feel the need to make art and express myself. Something inside of me wants to get out, and I want to live so I can do that with as much time as I have. By a reflection of my experiences in sexuality and gender, in parentheses life, I'd like to provide insight and perspective as well as comfort to those who may have similar experiences. Diving a little deeper here. Why is it important to the world? This is a tough one, but if you're really honest with this, it can shine some light on what is really important to you as well about what you do. It's important to the world because art is important to me. Art makes me feel comfortable with who I am. It makes me feel a connection to this world, the world today, the people who are here now. I want people to experience these feelings that I've had and live the life they want to live how they want to live. So this is kind of diving into, stuff that I, want to share with the world and why I think it's important, which is a really nice thing to be able to write down and get on paper and be able to come back to, reminding yourself that your art is important and you are important. Really, you, not only me. What attracts people to your work? It's cute and gay. I had a lot of fun with this. What are your fans like? They're my friends. They are fun and kind. This is kind of a statement as to where I am right now. It's like a lot of the people that follow me are my friends. In the same way, I'd like it to always be that way. I want people who, support me and who enjoy my work to be friends. We're all here. If you connect with what I do, I would love to connect with you. A fun way of putting it. But yeah, let's be friends. Come on, have a big party. What do they get from you? They get a mix of weekly content, doodles, and videos. So now we're kind of getting more into, what I'm going to be doing, literally. What do you want to be doing 5 years from now? And this is an important one because it kind of gets that vision in mind, which is a huge part of making plans. And I said I want to be living off making art, which is right now that's where I want to be, So hopefully in 5 years I will be doing so. The next section is do a retrospective. So this is kind of look at what you've done before and see what you can learn. With what I've been doing, I haven't really been doing it for more than a year, but I took a look at what I've done so far and kind of did a little analysis. What worked? Embracing what I love and putting my most vulnerable self into my art. Ding, ding, ding. Vulnerability. Just to be, vulnerable. What didn't work? Starting something else before the first thing was finished. This is kind of a very relatable artist struggle of having way too many unfinished projects. Something to work on. What is the root of the problem? Lack of focus and consistency. Not committing to the project and maintaining motivation for it. What improvements do you want to make the next time? Keeping a regular schedule of what art gets worked on, as well as keeping a focus board of the things I need to be keeping consistent work of. Confession, I haven't made it as of recording this, but if I have, maybe I'll put some footage up for you now. Wow, look at all that. Look at that board. Wow. So much focus and so much board. It's kind of like a vision board, but more of the things that I want to give importance in my monthly cycle. Section 3, visualize the future. Dream up the perfect year. Imagine it, dream it, visualize it. So this is kind of like the letter to a friend exercise that I've heard of in the past. It's kind of like you've already accomplished everything that you want to do this year. And this is your letter to someone that doesn't have any idea. This is what you've accomplished. And it's kind of a way to visualize where you want to be, get that end goal in mind, visualized, you're there. Now work backwards. How are you going to get there? So what happened in this hypothetical year? I posted a lot of content and gained a following by doing so. I finished my Pride art series, started and maintained a consistent schedule of daily quick doodles, bi-weekly videos, and monthly big pieces. I completed an animated short film through these weekly clips. I started my Patreon and reached 25 patrons. Hey, we're already pretty much halfway there. That's great. It's only February. I was consistent and delivered quality content to my patrons every month. What didn't happen? I didn't get overwhelmed, or concerned about what I put out there. I just made my work and sent it. How many followers did you get? I got 1,000 fans on all platforms: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. What did you create? I created 25 videos, 25 big pieces of work, and made daily posts to social media. I created an ongoing comic, 12 issues of a monthly music zine, a compiled animated short film, 3 mural pieces, 25 commissions, 8 stick and poke tattoos, a series of block prints, and a lot of physical goods from all this art. Wow, hunty, that's a lot. Well, go big or go home. Dream big. So this is kind of like the quantifying of, the ideal future. What do you really want to do this year? Did you partner with anyone? I worked with Blind Tiger, of course, that's a band I'm in. We're gonna make stuff. As well as at least one publication of some kind, preferably DIY music, and at least 3 bands. I want to work with some bands this year. Hit me up. Yo. Album art, general art, videography, animations. Let's do stuff. What makes you proud of your work this year? That I was able to really work with clients while also expressing my voice through all my work and getting people to notice. This is the kind of idea of, putting my voice in everything I do. It's a tough thing, but very rewarding if it can be accomplished. What's your team like? My team is mostly me, but my closest friends help me with little things. Collabs, anyone? Definitely down for some collaborations this year. Interspersed with everything else that I'm doing. How much money did you make this year? I made $1,000 from my art this year. It's a goal. So that's pretty much how much I want to make. Section 4, organize your answers into buckets. Find the themes, directions, key ideas. So, I tried to narrow this down into 3 ideas. And it's kind of taking everything that I've talked about so far and putting it into 3 main ideas. And here they are. Consistency, so that's kind of solving that problem from earlier, that problem that I had, in my retrospective. Voice and vulnerability, those are those things that I'm scared about. Putting myself out there, not being afraid of putting who I am out there, and making art, man. Doing that shit. And thirdly, building a community. So that's the whole, Patreon thing, YouTube thing, taking all these things that I do and putting them together in one sort of, for lack of a better word, community. And as well as and getting the people that enjoy what I do together. Recognizing who these people are that enjoy what I do and giving back to them in whatever way I can, Trying to figure out what it is that draws people to my art and embracing that, putting more of it out there. So go ahead on to section 5. Write the vision statements. It forces your intention to be clear, paints a clear vision of the future for you. It gets you pumped. Specific and ambitious, but achievable. See the future. So this is more put into words that whole idea from earlier of your year ahead. What did you accomplish in this ideal year that you've had? It's December 1st, 2021, and I'm about to wrap up the most creatively invigorating and productive year of my life. In the past 12 months, I've grown an audience of 1,000 followers on all platforms and built a deep relationship with them by being open, genuine, vulnerable, and honest with who I am, what I enjoy, and what I hold most dear. I accomplished this by being consistent, posting every day to social media, and posting at least monthly to YouTube. I've developed an iterative formula for my YouTube videos in order to increase the entertainment and connection value, as well as the efficiency in making them. I've created a space for the followers that connect with me the most through my Patreon. Every month I deliver exclusive, even more personal content through behind the scenes, as well as delivering quality physical products every month to the people that support me monetarily. Speaking of which, I made $1,000 from my art this year. Incredible. This was a huge step towards making my dream of becoming fully financially supported by my art a reality. I accomplished this not only through my Patreon, but through commissions and working with some of the coolest bands, labels, and publications. I also got to work with and support charities and organizations that I love. I'm proud of the art and the connections I'm making within the lives of people. I'm proud of what I stand for and the ideas I'm putting out there. Go hunty, you rock. Had to give myself some self-love there. This is really cool. This is something I should read more often. I haven't been reading it as much as I should, but it's something that'll get you pumped. And I think that's great. I think we all need a little more of that. Okay, I'm lazy with this one. I'm just going to stand here. This next section is choosing key results. These are binary things. You either achieved or you did not. Know what you want, it should get you excited. So these are my quantified little things. It's a checklist. 1,000 followers, 25 patrons, 25 YouTube videos, 25 art pieces, 12 monthly zines, work with 3 bands, 1 publication, 25 commissions, 8 tattoos, 3 murals, at least 6 block prints, and daily posts. Quantifiable, right? Lastly, section 7, choose areas of focus. Choose 2 or 3 areas of focus. They should be broad enough for a year. Your focus should unblock you towards action when you feel stuck. It will direct you in your day-to-day activity. Innovate and iterate on daily doodles. Learn and use these to implement and practice new techniques. Use this to get better at making art and desensitize yourself from criticism. A lot of little things in there that are kind of, condensed from all that we've learned in this process. And it makes me think about, we got learning through the use of practice, daily practice, innovate and iterate, explore different ways of doing things, different ways of doing the same thing perhaps, and desensitize yourself from criticism, which is just like, I'm going to be putting these out almost every day. Who cares what people think? Find time every day to film what you're doing, but don't be afraid to toss footage when it comes down to it. The focus of the video matters most. It makes the point. The footage should tell the story. This is definitely something I should keep in mind more often because sometimes I do forget to film. So that's one thing, every day just on the day-to-day. And then not being afraid to toss footage is huge for me because I record so much sometimes and hard to cut it down sometimes. And then finally, make content your favorite artists or musicians would like to see, maybe even include them in the piece. So this is kind of the idea of, community as well as like putting what I love into my art, Music is a huge thing, and because I want to work with musicians, why not try to cultivate something between them and make some cool art for the musicians you love. That's awesome. That's something I want to do. So I just wanted to share this little annual plan with y'all as a kind of way to be transparent, be vulnerable, talk about what I'm interested in, and maybe even get you guys to try it out as well. If you have something that you love to do, I'm sure there is. You probably wouldn't be watching me otherwise. I would suggest making an annual plan, whether or not you really want to take your art or whatever you do seriously. I think it helps you figure something out about yourself and kind of gives your year some focus. Whatever you do, it helps bring together things that just kind of float around in your head and puts them on paper, gives them something that you can come back to and read, look at, and I really think it could help you get some focus. And doing something like this, I think, is really going to help me in my life. Putting some kind of physical reference for the year to come, months to come, the days to come, whatever it may be, it'll help drive you in the right direction, drive me in the right direction, I hope. The goal is to achieve your goals, to get somewhere that you want to get to and have a sort of pathway, a plan of action that you're going to follow. And if you do, you're going to get there. You might come a little short, and that's fine. You want to dream. I think you want to dream big. And if you can even make inchways in that, you've succeeded to some extent. And I think that's great. That's amazing. It's great. So I hope you consider doing this annual plan. I will leave a blank template document for you to use in the link in the description. It'll be the first link there. It'll be a public Patreon post, so maybe check it out while you're there. But yeah, download that, give it a try. Why not? See what you come up with, and feel free to share it with me if you feel so obligated. I'd love to check it out and give you lots of praise, and we'll all just come together and celebrate our soon-to-be achievements. You rock. I'll see you in the next video. If you haven't, click that subscribe button. I'm going to be making more videos like this, perhaps. And so let me know what you think, and I will see you around.